This is waiting for a connection. Bluetooth disconnected.
Right. A very good morning to everyone. Yeah. So today I'm talking about there is a concept is called functions. So firstly, we must understand, what is the meaning of a function, because the function is generic word. Function basically it's a generic word, but scientifically or programmatically, function is a self-contained block of a code which does a specific task. Yeah. So let us suppose, there is a remote. The remote has a lot of buttons. Under each button, a function would be called. A specific code might have written. Only that particular code would be get executed rather than functioning rest of the code. So the functions are assist in programming that to make code as reusable and modularity. These two are the very important advantages or merits or assistance would be given if we design the code with the help of functions concept.
So you can assume the print statement is a function because it is
No. Printf is a function. Print is a function. Input is the function.
But it is a self-contained block of code. Even within the in, there is a code inside, right? Saying in you perform like this.
It is an operator. In is a membership operator, which will be check whether the given particular element is existing in a group of elements or not,
Correct.
which is it is.
That is also a piece of code that somebody have written.
Correct. There are two types of functions we find in real world. In the programming, there are two types of functions we can classify. One is, as you said, built-in functions. The second type is user-defined or customized functions. So firstly, you will get to know that, what exactly the function is, isn't it? So whenever there is a question would ask in interviews that, we shouldn't be say that the function is a function, something, see, every time, whenever we see the programmatic terminologies, because some words are very generic words, we used to likely to give an answer in our own sentences. Those self-made sentences does not give the correct meaning of the domain-based definitions. So I request you to be, try to be, here function can be a marriage function. It can be a anniversary function. We can say, right? But we shouldn't say like that. This function in programming, it's a self-contained block of a code. It's a small code would be written behind the function. That function is going to be work when you perform an action. When you perform an action on top of the button. Let's suppose if functions will make code as event oriented. What does it mean? It is event oriented. What does it mean? Event means whenever you perform an action on a particular button or something, some kind of a function would happen. That their functions will be play very important role. So only there are two reasons why the functions are very importantly we required as part of a program is without functions also we can write a program. But if you write with functions concept in a large program, they would be help us to be make your code as reusable, make your code as modularity. These two are very important in the industry. Without the using of the functions or methods, we don't have any kind of a real world programs. Definitely functions will be there. Right. So I'll be talking about, introduction to functions, types of functions, and obviously types of function arguments. And scope of the function variables, and obviously recursive functions, lambda functions, all this will be talk about, all these concepts. They're all interrelated to each other, related to functions concept. Anyhow, with hands-on knowledge, I would be give you what is function, how they classified as two types of functions, how can we say that the code is modularity, how can we say that the code is provided, reusability concept, and what are the parameters you are going to get, all these I'll be talk about.
So functions is just in case if I want to compress the weight of the code, I can at some extent I will call that function and ask that function to execute and then stop and then move to the next lines of code.
Correct. And change management also very easy. If a large problem can be divided into small pieces of the problem step by step, phase by phase. In future, if some kind of a program which is one related function, if you make changes, it does not reflect any errors to other part of the functions. So change management, because the software is highly scalable, and this request will be come from the client at any time that certain changes has to be takes place on the application. So to perform such kind of a change, she's attending. Yeah. So in order to make such changes, let's suppose I'll tell you one small example. There is a WhatsApp is a product. If you look at 2 years back, there was no payment gateway in WhatsApp. Later, they have introduced payment gateway also as a one function. Are you clear? They can make any changes on that payment gateway. What are the business to business communications? What are the business to consumer communications? All these can be make changes for specific function only. That the payment can be unplug or plug into the existing application does not make any reflections. That is a facilitation, like facilities provided by the functions concept. Therefore, functions are a highly prioritized concept. So please carefully understand and ask me any kind of a queries if you have. Don't be hesitate to talk to me, right? Okay. Let me, firstly, let me define it. What basically function is? It's a self-contained block of a code which does a specific task. And it is also be called as event-oriented programming. The functions will provide the reusability of a code. Function also provides a modularity of the code. Now, as per the discussion, there are two classifications of the functions are possible. One is built-in functions. What do you mean by built-in functions in programming? You see here, now, a code which is already available and which is derived from the package or a module, such code or function is called as a built-in function. Clear?
We have this built-in function, so list of built-in functions.
Yes, we get to know. Let's go ahead. I'll be go with a program now. Let me create a functions. There is a directory called as the functions. An introduction to the functions. I'm talking about built-in functions. Built-in or predefined or ready-made functions. See, if you know the C, C++, Java programming languages, in C++, there will be hash include std or math.h. There is a header file might have written. This math.h is a module which has the already predefined functions such as square root of a function, power of the function, absolute value. Like, there will be built in a lot of sine theta, cos theta, a lot of functions will be there. They are readily available. Just you give the value, it will be give the output to you. Similarly, in the Python, there is a keyword called as import. Import is look like an include. Import is a keyword which will help us to the programmer, which will be including certain module names or package names like import. Let's suppose I'm taking math. Are you seeing? There is a math is already built-in function is looking at. It's showing like, okay, math. Now, what I'm trying to call, square root of a function. Square root built-in function. Factorial built-in function. Min function or max function, all this. I'm not going to write a logic behind them. Just simply print math is the module name. Already we have imported. You look at here. Are you seeing? The moment when I call the module name called as a math, it is showing whatever the extended functions already been defined within that particular module, like pi, factorial, square root, exponential, log, cos theta, h, tan theta, many more. You can drop down here, you will be find a lot of functions. I think these functions are, you can treat it as, built-in functions. But sometimes beyond that particular function also required. Let's suppose I'm asking you, is there any Java or Python, any built-in function which can check whether your age is greater than 18 or not? No. Whenever you apply for the driving license, we have to check whether your age is beyond the greater than 18 years or not. If you go for the RTO license, driving license, yes or no? We used to check with this. If you go for the medical insurances, if you are greater than 60, you are not going to find medical insurance. There are a lot of constraints would happen. And likewise, in application level, a lot of rules would be changes. See, when the KCR was the CM, 40 is the age where to get the pension eligibility. Are you clear? Now the Revanth Reddy make it as a 45. Next, again, someone is going to become CM, he will make it as a 50. And someone might be make it as a 35 also. We don't know. I'm asking you, is there any in Python built-in function readily available that to validate, are you a particular age candidate or not? No.
Unless we maintain the database of all.
We have to write our own functions according to our application requirement. See, marriage bureau. There are a lot of Telugu matrimony, that matrimony, a lot of applications are there. If you go 5 years back, the age to get married, 18 years is the age to become a major. Now that made it as a 21. Time to time, the rules would get changed. There are no ready-made functions we cannot expect from the built-in functions point of view, which are already ready-made in the program. If there is no existing function to validate something, we write our own, then we can make it available for that. That it is called as a built-in function. Till then, we have to call it as a customized function. Let us show you. Let's know square root. Square root of a given. If I give 16, what is the output you are expecting for the square root of a 16? 4. 4 will be the output. Are you writing a logic to find how to find out the square root of a given number called as 16? No. We are not writing any logic to find out the square root of a given number. We are simply calling the relevant module followed by the relevant function, passing this particular 16 as a parameter such a way that it gives a result accordingly. Right. I think let me execute and let me show you what is the square root function does. Are you getting the point here? 4.0 will be the an output which I expected. The question is that can you call the square root is a built-in function or customized function? It is built-in. It is ready-made. It is a predefined, which is derived from the math function, which is a math module. Math is what here? It is a module, string module, conio.dutch, a lot of modules we have, statistics, keras, Theano, NumPy, pandas, lot of built-in functions we have, built-in modules we can say in fact, isn't it? They are readily available, we know that, and you can see what functions can be made for that. In a similar manner, here I'm going to call, there is another built-in function that already made math dot factorial, you see, factorial. If I give 5 as a factorial, as a parameter, it will be produce output accordingly. You see, 120. We are not writing any logic behind a particular function. We are simply calling the function by passing an appropriate argument such a way that it produces output. This is called built-in function. Similar way. Let's suppose I'll be define a list. I'll be define a list. List 1 is equal to there are certain heights of the candidates are listed at 1.78, 1.67, 1.98, 1.56, 86, like that. A set of students' heights are allocated in the list. What I'm trying to tell you is that I wanted to know there are millions of people. Let's suppose if you look at police selections, army selections, once upon a time, the physical person used to measure our body, our height, all this. Now it's not happening. If you just undergone by a one particular machine, such a way that your shoulders, your body, your height, everything will be measured automatically. Whose height is very taller, whose height is very medium or smaller, everything it will be give the statistics to you. Yes or no? So now here the point is, just I wanted to know whose height is minimum in list one. Am I writing any program over here? No, I'm just calling the function called as a min, passing the appropriate list such a way that it gives me that, whose height is least. You see, minimum height, which is called as a 1.56. I'm not writing any program to compare whose height is greater or whose height is max, isn't it? So similarly, max list one. Yeah. Similarly, anything you can able to call like math dot log 2 base 2. It will gives the output accordingly. So see, we are writing the programming instructions just to automate a manual mathematical approaches to the automation. That's all. The mathematical output, whatever you expect, the same output is also be produced by the programming too. But programming can be execute 1 millions of instruction per second, but a human can execute 2 instructions per second. There is 99% of the difference between the human capabilities and as well as electronic device capabilities. Simply, if I give you factorial of 90, I'll give you 24 hours time to you. Can you give me the factorial of 90? You cannot, because human is not that much capable. You see the output? What is the factorial of 90? This is the value of 90. Can you calculate? It's beyond your limitation, right? So guys, I just wanted to tell you why we are learning programming. Programming is day to day, everybody want, because we are all depending on the electronic gadgets. How electronic devices are quickly giving an output, why we are not, see, everybody in cell phone, 5,000, 6,000 contacts we are able to store, a lot of things we are able to store. Can you remember 5,000 contacts being a human? So that's the capability of a program. Program is meant for to survive, to provide services for our day-to-day life, where easiness, there is no time waste, there is no money waste. For that reason, we likely to learn the programming to automate the things. I don't want to send the mail an individual people. I'll be keep a backup. I'll be keep a reminder that Sunday at 10 o'clock, 1 million people I would like to send my mails relevant to the reminder. It automatically goes. Can a human being can send 1 million mails if I give 24 hours time to you? No. Therefore, in every moment I'm seeing that, human capabilities are hardly, according to my knowledge, 10% is useful for our life. Rest of the 90%, the programs, electronic devices are driving our life. Car, completely automated car. If you don't know the driving, also sit somewhere else, the car itself will be drive. Isn't it? That's because of programming. Metro, now trying like a Hyderabad metro is running without driver. Do you notice that? There is no driver. Driver would be there just to chart, to see. That's all. They will not drive something. They will not physically use any manual brake or something. They won't be. Everything is sensor based. As soon as all the doors will be get closed, the status of all the doors will be closed. Nobody's there in between. Then the automatically metro would start, isn't it? 100 kilometers per hour. That is the speed of the metro. Are you clear? So please understand what is the phenomenon. What for we are learning this? Without which what would happen? Where we can apply this particular concept, everything you have to get to know. See, let's suppose if I give you mobile phone, you will be open the calculator, right? You will be open the calculator and you will be give the 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50 plus 60. That is going to be, it will be automatically get summation and gives output to you. Whenever you are pressing the equal button, what is happening here? You just see that now. Calculator now. Calc. I'm just entering 8 into 5. The moment when I'm clicking on equal button, I'm performing an action on this particular equal button such a way that I'm calling the function by passing the parameter called 8, 5, into such a way that the 40 will be the output. You have to notice here that behind an equal button, I wrote function. I wrote a function. Clear? Function will be act as an event-oriented program. Whenever you perform an action on that, some function is going to happen. According to that, we'll get output accordingly. Yes or no? Therefore, the functions are mandatory. Now we have learned how to import a particular module in Python and how to call the relevant methods or functions derived from that corresponding module. Now, as I asked, how to create a user-defined functions. There are no ready-made functions. User-defined functions. User-defined functions. User-defined functions. What do you mean by user-defined functions? If there are no functions defined within the module, we have to write our own. Yes. See, till last year, there was no rule. 2 years baby also going to school now. Yes or no? Because parents, they want to be send them to the school because it's a competition. Neighbor are going to send their children to school. There, I am also sending because I have money. Now, what's the government have decided now? Till the 5 years, no children could go to the school to join for the school. That's a rule. It is time to time it is getting changed because once they engage with the school, they are not getting time to play. They are not getting time to enjoy with the parents. Their maturity levels also becoming very poor. If we go before 5 years of age to the schools, they don't know how to speak with the teachers. They don't know how to listen their voice properly. Therefore, by considering many things, the policies have been changed. Are you clear? It is whenever you apply for the school application, international schools, if you go, firstly the parents need to apply application. Whenever you choose the date of birth of your kid, when you choose the kid, automatically application will tell you that your ward is not eligible to apply for the LKC. Because of existing rule, already I have wrote. Yes or no? There actually this kind of applications are mandatory. Time to time they will be changed. So here I'm just trying to write. What I'm trying to write a user defined function to validate age of the kid for the school. Because in school applications, it will be useful for you whenever you are designing a school management system application. Are you clear? Now, what is the syntax we use to write your own functions? What is the syntax? Because so far we have discussed already built-in functions we discussed. Yes, sir. Now we are going to write our own functions. Yeah, firstly, yes, correct, exactly. Definition. There is a built-in keyword called as a def. We are defining the function now. Okay. What is the function name? Validation of age. Validation age. Because this application, this function I'm writing for the school applications. Any schools, a government school or private school, doesn't matter. Everywhere the same function is going to be useful whenever they wanted to call. Now, obviously, whenever you are validating an age is supposed to be given or not? Age will be given as a parameter, such a way that the rule is going to be checked. Age is what? It is formal parameter. It can be a age, it can be an X, it can be a Y, it can be a student age. Anything can be written. It's exactly user defined parameter, an argument. It will be written by one expert, called by another people. And I'll show you that. The student underscore age will be treated functionally. We treated as, you know what? Formal argument, formal parameter. Okay. Afterwards, we have to write a colon here. In C, C++, usually, we used to keep like this. Here, we shouldn't keep. We should keep a colon. Now, what is the rule we are writing? If the student age is less than or equals to less than 5, then I'll tell to the parent while application is filling, hey, dear parent, your kid is not eligible because underage. This is the message will be given throwing to the parent. Oh, he will be understand that, okay, my kid is not eligible to apply for this school because still he is underage. Yes or no? Okay. In case if the word is greater than 5, obviously, what exactly I'll be tell you? Now print successfully applied. Means what? You are applying to get the seat. Or else successfully seat is reserved. Seat is reserved. Obviously, he is eligible, right? Greater than 5 years. Now, function we have written. What we have written? We have written the function definition. The rule we have written. Rule. What rule you wanted to? Here def is keyword. Validation underscore is user defined. You can write validate age, validate student age. It can be anything, name of the function. Student is called as a formal parameter. And based on that, the condition is going to be checked. Based on that, the condition is going to be checked. Now, function we have written. Why we have written this function? Somebody need to call, right? Somebody you need to call this function in application. You need to call an application. So let's do one.
Yeah. Execute this program, it's going to throw another page because where is the input to kind of
We have to call from the front end.
Oh.
No. I'll just change this particular program. like a ticket. How I am going to change the program? From the ticket, import star. From the ticket, import message box. Now window is equal to TQ. It is built-in function. So window dot config bz is equal to red color, and window dot title is A's validation, and window dot geometry is that 350 400. Hello. Yes, good morning. Okay. Change. No. అవును. ఇప్పుడు నేను ప్రెసెంట్ మీటింగ్ లో ఉన్నా.